106.7. Wake up Orlando, the sun is on fire. Johnny's house blazing, we taking it higher. Hall of Fame legend Johnny Magic's flow. On XL 1067, running the whole show. Brian bringing jokes like a stand-up ninja. Punchline so sharp they cut when they hit ya. Ray got no filter, she might just explode. What will she say next? Nobody knows. Theories on the socials, the queen of the clicks. Spinning reels like a DJ turning those tricks. Johnny drives the train, we almost off the tracks. Orlando is ours, yeah, we taking it back. XL's the fire, Johnny's house is the spark. We the voice of the city, we light up the dark. On your drive while you hustle, while you break and you grind. It's Orlando's number one, always on top. This is Johnny's house, feel that energy rise. The number one morning show, lighting up the skies. Turn the volume up, put your hands to the beat. Orlando's life pulse right on your street.
5:59 on a Wednesday morning, and you are listening to Johnny's House. It is going to be just like yesterday, mostly sunny, high of around 91. Well, you know what? I want to say just like yesterday, and yesterday we were 100% wrong.
Yeah, seriously.
I got called out by about 10 people at the Post Malone show last night saying, Johnny told me it was going to stop raining before the show.
It started like raining at the time of the show.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, and the clouds did not look nice.
So I'm going to tell you what it says right here on this piece of paper that I printed. It says mostly sunny, high of around 91, chance of rain 60%.
Okay.
Woo.
So we'll see.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
So last year, Dakota Johnson, she won a Razzie for the worst actress for Madam Web.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's really funny because Sandra Bullock has also won a couple of Razzies, and I love Sandra Bullock is one of my favorite actresses, but she won an worst actress for All About Steve. This was back in 2010, and so Sandra Bullock actually sent a voicemail to Dakota Johnson, and she left her a note being like, I heard you are in the Razzie Club, and we should have brunch. We should have a monthly brunch. And I just can't imagine getting that voicemail from Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
But even though Dakota Johnson is like a major star herself, she was like, I freaked out getting this message from her because she's iconic.
Well, she's like Hollywood royalty.
Yes.
So which celebrity used to go to the Razzies? Somebody showed up, like a big name.
Well, I know Nicolas Cage has gone,
like
right?
just rolls up to the award show.
Sandra Bullock has gone.
She might have. I think maybe Jack Black did it too.
Jack Black, yeah. I think Adam Sandler has gone.
If you gave me like a worst radio host award, I would be there for sure.
Absolutely.
I roll right up.
I agree with that. But she was like, oh my God, this is just crazy. So I really hope that they do go to brunch and meet up with each other and be like, we're part of the Razzie Club together.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really cute.
It's nice to like appreciate instead of being butthurt about it.
Yeah, right? No, I feel like you just got to. You know, the Razzies it's funny. And if Madam Web was a big movie.
Yeah, but I mean, it got
horrible reviews.
I think as a big name actor, you know, if you did a project that wasn't great,
yeah,
like you know that,
yeah, like
so it's like whatever.
We do shows sometimes, and we're like, we know that was not good.
About 4 days a week.
I don't think it's that much.
About 4 days a week, I go, man, I hope that wasn't our last show.
So Roseanne claims that ABC has asked her to guest star on The Conners as a ghost. I'm like, okay.
Conners ended.
Yeah. So this was back when.
Okay, I was going to say, does she know it's over?
No. So she recalled that The Conners started off as like a revival of Roseanne.
Yeah, for sure.
But after one season, ABC fired it. It's like, you know, ABC fired its star over all the alleged like racism and all that stuff. Like she got racist. She got racist a little bit on her tweets, and so they fired her.
Right.
So then they changed the name and killed her character off and like all that stuff. Her character had a drug overdose. That's how her character got killed off.
Okay.
So in a new documentary called Roseanne is America, which seems pretty interesting. I think I would watch that documentary, right? Roseanne says that they called her, asked if she would come back as a guest star. And she's like, you're asking me to come back to a show that you effing stole from me and killed me off of. And so they were like, yeah, so we want you to play a ghost. And she turned him down, obviously. But
that would have been great. I feel like it would have been a great episode to watch.
It's funny, her excuse when they called her, she was like, I think I'm going to be bowling that week.
Yeah. I would have turned it down too. Like, I mean, because basically when everyone was canceling everyone, they felt like they had to.
Yeah.
And then it kind of died down a little bit. So they're like, well, let's just bring her back.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, nah.
I could see the disrespect in there.
And the thing is that she knows that they were having crappy ratings.
Yep.
And so the fact that they were trying to bring her back too, it's like, are you calling me because you fired me and now you need help with the ratings? And so she was like, nah, I'm going to be bowling.
Yeah, that's what happened with the cancel thing is the news cycle flips so fast, which is what I said yesterday, which I got yelled at for on Instagram, by the way.
Yeah.
But the news cycle flips so fast that what you thought was so bad today, in 2 weeks, someone's going to say something worse.
It's
and
so
we're going to
true.
forget what you said.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were firing people fast.
Yeah. But it's like you look at this, like this fire, and then that's like, lit. And then there's another fire that's lit. And then it's just like, it's just like there's chaos everywhere in this country.
If they would have slow rolled, they would have had some, heat for a couple of weeks. And then somebody would have moved on to something else. And Roseanne could have kept doing her show.
Yeah. So we're roughly halfway through the year. And somebody put together a list. It's consequence.com. They put together a list of the 100 best songs so far this year.
Pink Pony Club.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We play it like 1,000 times.
I know.
My boss told me research is really, really high. I mean, that's what he said.
What? Yes, he did. So, Girl Feels Good, FKA Twigs is on the list. Abracadabra, Lady Gaga.
Okay, we play that one.
I'm trying to see the ones that we do play. So, Haim Relationships.
We don't play that.
No. Fiona Apple. I'm like, these are okay. So these are like, this is a horrible list. I feel like we should put together our own list.
Yeah.
Who put it together?
So this is consequence.com. They put together a list of the 100 best songs so far of 2025 because we're halfway through the year now.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, we don't play any of these.
Yeah, I was like, I haven't heard
Abracadabra, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, maybe
we'll put together our own
our
list.
boss should email them his research.
There you go.
Because he's right, they're wrong.
Problem solved.
So, all right. Well, it is 6:05. Obviously, show a little bit different today. We're going to roll a little bit different. Not only are we walking with a limp because no Johnny's here, I'm on 2 hours of sleep.
I know.
So we'll get you updated on what we did yesterday in just a few minutes on Johnny's House on XL 106.7. Billie Eilish and Wildflower, XL 1067. Wednesday morning, you are listening to Johnny's House. It is 6:20. It is going to be mostly sunny today. They say these storms are going to come earlier today. That's what my man Brooks Gardner just said on Fox. So we'll see. High of 91, 60% chance of rain. So I'm a little tired today.
Yeah.
Because I knew the show was coming up. Post Malone Jelly Roll last night at Camping World Stadium. My son and my wife went to see Post Malone last time around in Tampa. It was a Wednesday night. I couldn't go, obviously, because of the show, so I didn't get to go. So this time around, they're like, let's all go together. So we did, and the show was postponed by rain.
Yes.
So we got downtown, and we were like, okay, we'll just hang for a little bit at Elixir, grab some food, and then we'll head over to Camping World because it was so hot. We didn't want to be out there in the heat. And then while we were inside Elixir, the storms went crazy.
Yeah.
Lightning, rain, all that stuff. So we hung there as long as we could. And we finally, when there was a little break in the rain, grabbed an Uber, went to Camping World Stadium, and kind of got in a break in the rain. It was raining a little bit. As soon as we got in, though, again, this torrential.
No.
Like it was crazy, but we were inside at this point.
Yeah.
And everybody was in the breezeways because of the lightning.
I was going to say those hallways and stuff where people have to like hunker down and all that.
And I do love me some Camping World Stadium, but whoever typed the message on the big screen, they didn't type very well, and the wording was wrong. It said do inclement weather instead of due to inclement weather, and then they misspelled areas. It said Brerbias, and then
maybe they were panicked.
Yeah, I don't know.
For sure.
But they left it up there for like 2 hours. They didn't change it. I was dying. I'm like, who wrote that? I thought it was a different language when I first glanced because the letters just. I mean, one was there was a word. I'm not sure what the word was supposed to be. It was all consonants. There was no vowels in it. I'm like, did you not read this before you? Whatever. Neither here nor there. I got the point. Stay out of the stadium because of the lightning. So we did that, and people were asking me, "Are they going to cancel it?" Because people knew that I worked here.
Yeah.
So they're like, "I'm like, well, you want me to call Post Malone and ask him?" Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Resource.
Yeah. And the guy's like, well, we're going to swing back around in about 20 minutes and let me know if you have an update. I'm like, dude, they're not calling me.
I love that so much.
Like, they're not running it by me, dude. I'm like,
I will say that I wasn't there, but Camping World Stadium did a good job with their social media, like trying to update people.
Yeah. So they pushed it. The opener didn't get to play. And so they cut a little bit of Jelly Roll. When the lightning stopped, I mean, there was no warning. Jelly Roll just hit the stage.
Oh, God.
Still raining. He doesn't care. Performed in the rain. He did a great job. Then I knew they were going to push it past the deadline because they were slow rolling Post Malone's setup because he has a big setup. And so I'm like, well, they're not ending at 11. I know that for sure.
Oh, no.
And so we had to make that decision. Do we stay? Do we go? We stayed. The show was great. It went till midnight. He played all his hits. It was really, really good. The winners that were there all tagged me and said they had a great time. So it was cool. But that means I got 2 hours of sleep and I'm tired.
Yeah.
So how about you, Rick? Because I know you heard the show from your house.
I could hear the show from my house. I live I don't even know how far away it is, but it's not that close.
I was just going to say,
I would say probably maybe 5 to 7 miles if you did a straight shot.
Yes. So, and I could hear the vocals. Like I could hear the actual vocals at my house. So that's how loud. And it's funny because I saw, I think it was like Orlando Weekly posted, Post Malone's going to test the sound quality in Orlando tonight. And I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever. Cause I get a free show at my house.
Yeah.
And so, I was at home last night, but yesterday I went to the gym. I went to Ideal Image to check out some of their new stuff that they had. And that's pretty much it. As soon as that rain started coming, though, I felt so bad. I had so many of my friends that were like, you better be so thankful that you didn't come. And I'm like, I get it. But when the show started, that's when.
Once the show started, I mean, not a lot of people left. It was packed.
Good.
And they put on a great show.
And that's what I was looking at. I was like, I hope a lot of people didn't leave.
No.
But my friend said that they sat in the car for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, our friend from the rock station next door, Taco Bob, he was texting me. He's like, I'm pre-gaming in my wife's car for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then finally he's like, dude, we can't get in because the rain never stopped.
Yep.
So if you missed your window to get in, then you had to make a decision. So how about you, Nerys? What'd you got going on yesterday?
Other than just trying to click my fix my body, my clockwork.
You're still in Alaska.
I am. I really am, which is 3-4 hours behind us, by the way. So I did some work here. I didn't leave till like 1, I think it was. Went
probably
home.
later than that. I saw your recordings were at 1:44. So
God,
you're here a little later now. I can always tell when you leave because I can see when you recorded something.
That's gross. Yeah. So I went home and started laundry. I'm not even done. I'm like still unpacking. I tried to go through emails. I was like, I can't sit down and focus. My body's not letting me. Try to like do like the dog walking thing, and then like after like a mile of walking, I was like, I gotta get back into it. Tried to get back into work a little bit, still couldn't focus. Tried to finish my laundry, and then took a nap, which was nice. And then I just decided to step out and just step away from like the world, I guess you could say, and got some
What,
food.
you get high or
and-
something?
Yeah,
What do you
what'd
mean?
you do?
because I'm
Is
just
this
like I
real
can't.
life?
No, literally, that's how my body is right now. I'm just like going in and out. And I'm like, I just want to fix my sleep, basically.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like you, Brian. Like I got my sleep in, but I don't think I did. Like my body did, but my mind is like wide awake and wired.
Well, I didn't get mine in at all. 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, it's-
Literally blinked, and I'm like, hey, that's my alarm. I better go to
Mhm.
work.
Ugh.
I thought about not coming, but whatever.
Oh yeah. that-
We joke about JJ Rice, the Rice Man, our boss here, a lot. Then I saw this story and it made me laugh. So this isn't really a slight on JJ Rice, the Rice Man, because apparently a lot of people feel this way. I'm going to talk about your boss and do they understand what you do on a day-to-day basis at work? We'll do that in just a few minutes on Johnny's House on XL 1067.
Hey, Orlando, it's Nerese and XL.
Shabuzi on Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 1067, Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. It is going to be like yesterday, pretty much. They say the rain might come a little earlier. I have around 91, 60% chance of rain, and it's about 73 right now. And we do talk about our boss a lot on the show, JJ Rice, the Rice Man. And when I saw this, it made me laugh because I always have a running joke around here. When they ask me to do something or they kind of dismiss, I always feel like I get dismissed around here. When they dismiss something I do, I always joke that they think the radio fairy just makes things happen. Because obviously every time you hear something, someone does it. And a lot of times it's me. But this survey came out and it made me laugh. 46% of people say that their boss does not understand what they do in a day.
Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, they might know what their job is. Like, I don't think for a second our boss doesn't know what my job is.
Yeah, like your job title and what it entails a little bit.
But they may not know what you do from day to day. And 46% of people think that. So I think our bosses think they know. And I think they know that, oh, you produce a radio show. But I don't think they know on a day-to-day what I actually do.
Yeah.
What about you, Ray?
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that happening, especially with like bigger corporations and stuff like that. Your boss doesn't know exactly what your daily tasks are. And, since some people sometimes get let go or fired, like somebody's got to pick up that work too.
Right.
And I think a lot of the times the bosses don't know where that work has been distributed.
Yes.
So I think to an extent, like you said, our boss does know what we do, but on a day-to-day and what it entails. And like when they ask you to do something, you're like, do you know what that means?
What always makes me laugh when it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and they're like, what are you still doing here? Like I'm playing like hopscotch or something. I'm like, what do you mean?
I just like being here,
because
it's my favorite.
Shows need to get done.
Yes.
And if I don't do them, they aren't going to happen. That's what I'm still doing here. That's when I go, well, you don't really know what I do in a day to day.
Yeah.
You can't possibly. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask what I'm still doing here.
Or like some things will be asked about like, oh, can you do this for the podcast? And then I'm like, do you realize what that entails and what that means?
And I think a lot of times, because nowadays, especially, your boss might not have done what you did.
Yes.
Back in the day, everyone worked their way up.
Yep.
And so you probably did this job before. But not just in radio, but in life now. A lot of bosses didn't do the job you were doing before they got their boss job.
Yes. I was just talking to my friend yesterday, and she works for a major corporation, and they have a new CEO, and the new CEO has no idea what she does.
Right. And that does, some bosses don't want to know. They're like, I don't care as long as it gets done and it gets done at a high level. I don't need to know how the sausage is made. Just give me the sausage.
Yep.
So what about you, Naresh? You feel like the bosses know what you do? Not just here, maybe at your other jobs.
No, for sure. My first job out of college, I was doing like a hybrid of like on-air hosting, but at the same time, I was doing front desk HR stuff. And HR, there's a day-to-day new things, tasks like piled up on top of my to-do list. And my boss, she was kind of like the low-key wicked witch of the West. And she was just rude and mean and would always give me new things to do, like as if I didn't have things to do from the week before. It drove me insane. She was not the best boss.
Right.
But yeah.
And sometimes it's not malicious. It's just
no,
a fact.
It's just
46% of
being
people
rude.
Think their boss doesn't understand what they do on a day-to-day basis. Is that you? Do you feel like your boss doesn't know what you do day to day? Hit us up 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. XL Mobile. You can hit us there 41067. Hit Sam. We got the live stream going up on YouTube. You can hit it up on Facebook. Someone's gonna get a pair of tickets to FIFA World Cup Match 11. It's I'm gonna mess these names up. Olsen HD, that's an easy one, versus Mamelodi Sundowns FC.
I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah, it's going to be at Interco Stadium on June 17th. 46% of people say their boss doesn't know what they do on a day-to-day basis. Is that you? Call us now and tell us, and you could go check out some soccer on us on Johnny's House. Benson Boone on Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 1067. It's Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. It is going to be hot today. 91 is your high, 60% chance of rain. Right now, around 73. Talking about your bosses, and I guess a lot of y'all don't want to talk about your bosses on the radio.
I know.
Which is funny because we don't really mind.
No, I know. And it's funny because we like blast it out there to everybody.
Right.
Yes.
And he's going to hear it no matter what.
Well, I think he kind of secretly loves it. According to a survey, they say I think like 46% of bosses, employees at least, think their boss don't know what they do on a day-to-day basis. 48% think their contributions are consistently undervalued.
Yeah.
And 43% say they get feedback from their boss that doesn't really line up with their actual work, which is what makes them think their boss doesn't know what they do
Yeah.
Yes.
in an average day.
Yeah.
I could see that. I feel like we do sometimes get that because we're kind of like, we already do that. Or,
Yeah.
And,
you
and
know?
it's like nowadays your job title doesn't describe exactly what it is that you're doing
Right.
because you got so much more on top of your to-do list.
Right. Everybody has more hats now.
Mhm.
So, yeah. And I like if you in here, like in promotions, a lot of people like at my like stage of radio started in promotions,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but a lot of people now don't start in promotions.
Yeah.
So you might not know the grind that a promotions assistant goes through, and it's
Mhm.
work. Like that's not the fun part of radio. That's the work part of radio. But you might not know that. So if you get into the management level, now you're their boss, but technically you never put up 10, so you didn't really know how
No.
it went. So it happens in every industry.
Mhm.
So they got anything over there on the live stream from the live streamers on the YouTube? You can watch the show anytime. You could just chime in. They have their own little community. They got their own Facebook page, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
What you got?
Yeah, we got Debbie Shaw. She says, "Oh, I know for a fact that my boss has no clue what I do every day. She doesn't even know how to do her job. She has made me do it for her, but I love my job. It's just frustrating."
You first and last named her. She
Yeah,
said,
I did.
My
My
boss don't know
bad, girl.
nothing.
Oh,
But she did say she
no.
loves her job.
Yes.
So it's totally understandable. Like I said, some bosses don't want to know. They're like, dude, as long as you perform at a high level, don't tell me how it works. Just make it work.
Mhm.
XL Mobile powered by Attorney Dan Newland. Interact, need a check. It's a no-brainer. Just call Attorney Dan Newland. Someone said my boss understands my job, even though he doesn't work in the warehouse with me. But what he doesn't understand is how uncomfortable and hot it is because there's no AC.
Oh, and
Because-
then boss
Yeah.
probably sits in AC all day.
Right. So you
bro.
might understand how it works, but you don't understand the grind that they go through.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean about promotions assistants. Like you might understand it, but unless you're out there at 100, heat index, throwing up a tent
Mm-mm.
and doing the work, you probably don't fully understand it.
Mhm.
So bosses, think about that today. And employees, maybe go explain.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Undercover Boss.
Yes.
That show
Yo.
is so great. Undercover Boss is incredible because that's when the bosses and CEOs actually realize what's happening internally.
And a lot of times they do learn for the first time
Yes.
exactly what goes into a day to day. You know what? All bosses should work like
A
day,
shift.
every level
Yeah.
of whoever you boss.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Just for a day.
Like even just shadowing it.
Just for a day. You should
Yeah.
just do it. That way you have a full. If I were a boss, I would do that. But then I would do it because I'm a scorekeeper. You couldn't come back and tell me I don't understand
Of course.
because I did it. So once I did it, that's in my toolbox. So you don't come tell me I don't understand because I did it for a day. Now I didn't do it for a week or a month or a year, but I did it
Just
for
a
a day.
day.
That's good enough. So today, think about that if you're a boss. Ray, what you working on celebrity news?
Fire Festival 2 is
Stop
back
it.
up and running.
Stop
We got a
it.
new date.
After Alex Warren Ordinary, 3 minutes away on Johnny's House, 60167 on a Wednesday.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
All right, so the Fire Festival 2, they just announced new dates and a location.
Bro, I'm dead.
Same guy?
So he was saying
Because he was going to sell it, or he was trying to sell the brand.
Yeah, Billy McFarlane, he was saying that he was going to sell off his stake in Fire Festival and step down from the leadership, but the presence still lingers of him because he was among some of the Instagram accounts that posted the teaser for this new event. So the infamous Fire Festival that's getting the rebrand, this time it's going to be a boutique vacation experience called the Fire Resort Pop-Up.
Okay.
So, and it's coming September 3rd through the 10th, and it's going to be in Honduras at Coral View Beach Resort.
Okay.
So, I mean, this looks like we have a date in a place, but it's not like a festival that he,
So
why is this guy trying to do this like outside of the States? Like,
well, I mean, there's very few
it.
places that you could do it here and do it like tropical getaway.
Yeah,
so like
right.
I get that part. Where are you going to go? Key West? That's pretty much your only option.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean, I get that part because you want it to be exotic. You want it to be Caribbean, like beautiful waters, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I think he's probably shopped to all the countries, and Honduras said, sure, we'll take it.
Yeah. So the thing is that like obviously the string of failed attempts with previous locations, including Playa del Carmen, they all distanced themselves from this project earlier this year because it was just it was destroyed like from the beginning, and they're denying all the involvement.
I went on a cruise that stopped in Honduras, I think.
Okay, so this is going to be the Coral View Beach Resort, which I actually looked at some of the pictures. It is a stunning place.
So it's basically going to be like a flyaway because they're not going to have, if it's not a festival, they're not going to have any acts or anything like that. Like,
so that's what I was looking into.
Out?
It says a small beach resort in Honduras has been seen in the headlines, and they had no idea about it. Like, this is what they were saying. Some people said that there was no idea, but now that there's other people that are coming out from Honduras that are saying that this is going to be another attempt to bring it, but I don't see anything about headliners or anything like that. They're just talking about the new dates, the location. It just first appeared in the beginning of this month.
So this fool's doing what we did with Lost Weekend.
Basically. Yeah, basically.
I
It's
mean,
going to be a pop-up. It's going to be a
right.
pop-up like resort vacation.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'd be curious. Does it say how much?
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious about how much he's going to make off that or how much he's going to try to sell it for.
Even if he has like that $1 million package.
Well, I mean, you better have something.
No, for
like,
sure.
I mean, there ain't no room there that's worth $1 million.
Yeah. So it just says that attendees are being directed to book through a third-party site with a minimum of a 3-night stay that is required. That's the only details I really have.
Okay.
Justin Bieber, I don't know if you're following him on social media or following along with what's been posted, but a lot of people are worried about him these days.
Yeah.
And apparently he just does not care. And I love that for him, though. Somebody shared a screenshot of 2 texts that they got from a contact named Grandpa. So they said, quote, "I am worried about Justin Bieber, and there's so much heartbreak in Justin's life." Somehow that post made its way to Justin Bieber, and he commented, "Worry about yourself, Gramps."
All right.
So it ain't his grandpa.
So it is not his grandpa, but there was a screenshot of somebody's grandpa being concerned about Justin Bieber and his well-being. And so Justin Bieber actually saw it himself, and he was like, "No."
I appreciate that someone's grandfather's worried about him because they know their grandkid is a fan.
Yes.
I mean, that's cute.
So, but you see it like constantly now where he's posting on social media, and he just like, I feel like he's got some sort of freedom though, because he's just like, y'all.
He looks out of it sometimes.
He does.
He looks uninterested a lot. I think. And I think he probably is uninterested in dealing with
I feel
life.
Like that is somewhat kind of freeing to see for him because he's been so heightened to the extreme when it comes to like his presence and his appearance and performing.
He did lose a lot of weight. He looks a little skinny.
He did.
I was gonna say the man needs to eat a burger.
But he does have, it's not lupus. He's struggling with something medically. Obviously, we know that.
Because he had the
Bell's-Ramsey.
The Bell's palsy, where half of his face was like kind of frozen.
Yes, paralyzed.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever. Like I as long as I don't care what he does with his life, like as long as he's like stays healthy and doesn't hurt himself, whatever. I don't care. I don't care if he wears like dirty hoodies and looks like a street rat. It means nothing to me.
I know. But you know what?
Someone's grandpa's upset.
Those clothes that make him look like a street rat, though, are probably more expensive than all the clothes in my closet.
Dude, I got rich friends that run around in like cutoff jeans and work boots. Like, and they're loaded. Like, it doesn't matter. But like, as long as he's good,
Hopefully.
Yeah, and you were right, Ray. It's Ramsey Hunt syndrome.
Ramsey Hunt.
Yeah.
I knew it was
Yeah.
something Ramsey.
Yeah. I know his face that one time. Like they were really worried about him because
Yeah, and you can
move
still
part of his
see it
face. Yeah.
sometimes in some of his pictures and videos.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So anyway, well, I hope he's good. So,
too.
for that person's grandpa's sake. Gonna find out what's trending with Nerese after Gracie Abrams. It's Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning on XL 1067. Gracie Abrams on Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 1067. It is Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. It's going to be 91 today for your high. It's going to rain. They say 60% chance later on this afternoon. Right now it's around 73. Now, Reese, what is trending?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, microphone needs to be on. That's mine.
Yeah, so this is really cool. Orlando has officially been chosen as the next city to test the self-driving car Waymo. So you may have seen the videos on social media where people are getting driven around with no one behind the wheel. That is most likely the Waymo, which is owned by Google and powered by AI, and it's backed by a 360 sensor that picks up surroundings like bikers, pedestrians, and other cars. The company is expanding the testing of these cars in major cities like Houston, Texas. So it's kind of cool to see that Orlando got picked up next.
Yeah, those are the ones they're burning in LA. The Waymo cars.
Oh, no.
So Waymo's,
What do you mean burning? Like,
well, so you have protests, and those are
Yeah.
legit, but you have
course.
people that show. This happens in every city. They show up to protest to cause problems.
Yeah.
They were ordering Waymo cars to the protests so they could light them on fire.
no.
So Waymo and Google had to shut down the app and stop sending them because they don't have a driver,
Right.
so they have no way of knowing. They just go to where you send them.
Bro, where do people get these ideas from?
I mean,
They got
they're
time.
they're
Because-
professional agitators, is what they
Yeah.
call them. I mean, that's what they do.
This is
So.
this is why we can't have nice things though.
No,
Yeah, it's
seriously.
why you can't even go like speak your voice and get your calls out because
Yeah.
someone's going to show up and use it to be an idiot.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's
Oh
what
my
they did with
gosh.
Waymo cars. And those cars are $360,000 each. So
Whoa.
yeah, the
Yeah,
six
that is a
cars.
lot.
I know they did 6 cars in one morning, and I read the article said like $2.8 million worth of cars got burned.
Dude, that's
Uh-uh.
insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they're super tech. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, they
Yeah.
got to be expensive.
Mm-hmm. To all my non-Android users, yes, Apple. We have new updates coming with the iOS 26 that's heading our way this September. Apple will be bringing a fresh, sleek new design called Liquid Gas. It is trending all over social media, basically, where it's basically like your icon images are semi see-through. And it basically, you'll be able to see your screensavers a little bit better, which is, a nice touch to it, I guess.
They're running out of things to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
No,
it's
seriously.
cool because sometimes I'm like, oh, I really like that picture as my background, but I can't see it because of my icons.
I thought the same thing too, or I would like move them around and adjust it so I can see like the corner end of my picture. Yeah. There's going to be a boost of intelligence also with smarter call screenings to block spam, new ways to customize chats with polls and unique backgrounds, and even live translation in message and FaceTime. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That is cool.
All right. Well, I mean, mine never updates. I always get a thing that says it's going to update tonight. And then I don't turn my Wi-Fi on or whatever. And it always hits me the next morning and says I missed my update.
I know. I always wait a little bit to get the bugs out.
Yeah.
The kinks.
Yeah. We're going to find out who you're sharing your location with. So if you share your location with someone, my kid shares his with me.
Yeah.
I don't share mine with, I don't think anybody knows where I'm at.
Oh,
I share mine with like a couple of people.
Yeah,
me
so
too.
we're going to find out who you share your location with in just a few minutes on Johnny's House. Sam Smith and Normani on XL 106.7, Orlando's #1 hit music station. Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. When we went to the iHeartRadio Music Festival, Ray, Sam Smith performing
Yes.
a couple years ago. That was really cool.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was great. He was just having fun.
I
Such
know.
great. It's really honestly a bucket list type event. If you can make it out to
The
Vegas.
iHeart Festival, absolutely.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
do
all
it.
weekend.
And I don't want to say they do a good job because that's our company,
It's
but
we,
like
yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
it's a great
They're
event.
Really do it up. If you did not win your trip, we are doing the Capital One cardholder pre-sale starting today.
Yeah.
And something that's really cool about that, you can do add-ons, which include exclusive performances Friday night and Saturday night, one from LL Cool J and one from Jelly Roll.
Oh,
Okay.
stop.
So you got to have a Capital One card. That's later on this afternoon. The pre-sale kicks off while supplies last, and you can do those Capital One add-ons.
That's cool.
So you should definitely check that out. So I have a few people whose location I have on my phone.
Uh-huh.
Nobody has mine.
Really?
Yeah. So we want to find out how many people have your location on your phone. If you want to jump on, you can call us 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067, or you can chime in on the live stream or on the XL mobile. That's 41067 and hit send. Now, Reese, why'd you bring this up? A lot of people know where you're at.
No, so yesterday my mom, so when I was FaceTiming her, first thing she says, she goes, "So, how did you get home last night?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I know how she said that. She basically was looking at my location because I didn't go home." And so for her to say that, I was just like, my gosh, like she really is looking at my location. Mind you, my mom lives in Pompano, which is like 3 hours south from here. And I'm like, there's nothing that she can do about this if I like needed an SOS, God forbid. But then I looked into my location and I was like, the only actual person that follows me that is like down the street from me is my roommate.
Really?
We've been sharing location since we made an agreement that we would share location just for the sake of like my dog.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you home? Can you take her out? I won't be home kind of thing, whatever. But like one of my best friends in Miami, my cousin in Hialeah, my mom in Pompano, my best friend in Delray. I'm just like, these people like are looking at my location and I follow them too. But I'm just like, but why?
But it's not.
Why are we doing this?
Well, it's a safety thing, so it's not in real time. But if you did disappear, they would know where you were last. They
True.
might know
Yeah.
where you end up. Like I have my son's location on my phone still from when he was a kid. Now he's
Yep.
20 now.
Yeah.
And he could easily remove me, and I'm sometimes surprised that he didn't, but he didn't. So I always know where he's at, which is, I think, as a parent, a good thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, when I was growing up, we didn't have locations, so
I
my
could just see it
parents
now.
didn't know where we were ever.
Yeah.
If your son removed the location, it would be like a sit down talk. Like, where are you, son?
No, I mean, I would just be like, hey, I noticed, that you stopped sharing your location. And then he, just so he knew I knew.
Mhm.
But I mean, at 20, he doesn't have to tell me where he's at.
No.
I mean, so how many people know where you are?
So I follow my sister, I follow the girlfriend, and then I have 2 friends that I follow. And that's just because we've been to events before and we wanted to see if like where we were, each
Right.
our location and everything like that. I follow my sister because she lies sometimes and says like, "Oh, we're on our way." And I'm like, "No, you're still in Deltona." So like,
Yeah.
we follow each other, but
I have my wife's location. She's a realtor, so I think it's a good idea to know where she is. If she's going to show a house, I know where she's at. I know if it takes too long. I know something's wrong.
yeah. So Kim follows me. I follow her. I think the main reason why we first started following each other is because I run outside in like the dead heat sometimes. And if
Right.
I were to drop dead in like a ditch somewhere, she could find me.
I think it's good to always have someone
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
has your location. Nobody has mine. I have a lot of people's because like if we're going somewhere, they share it with me in a text and I follow it and then I
Mhm.
still have it.
I still have my kids have these little
The
air tags.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can buy like the watch bands and it sits in an air tag like watch band. And so like I could track them. They go on field trips with their camps. And so that's a good way for me to track them.
Well, that's cool. It's a good idea to have someone to do it. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Good. How you
Good.
doing?
I'm doing all right. Just heading to work.
All right. So how many people have your location and how many people's locations do you have?
I got about 20. They all have my location. Got a
20.
few around. Yeah, I got a few friends from the Marines that are around the U.S. I got my best friend in Arizona, best friend in Virginia. Got a best friend in Tennessee. Got my family in Miami. Got a bunch of people here, and I got one person in Spain.
But like, so you could just check their location where they're at like at all times?
Yeah, sometimes when I get bored, I'll be like, let me see what my friends are doing, and I'll just check their location everywhere.
That is so funny.
And
I do it all the time.
And they can all check yours.
Yep.
That's a lot. 20.
Bro, you're gonna kill your battery.
A lot to
It is
keep up with.
it is interesting though to be like, oh, I wonder what my sister's doing. She's at like the grocery store or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
guess.
check my mama in Miami. I'm like, oh, mama's at the store. All right, she's good.
Yeah. No, I guess that's really cool. I mean, it'd be fun to know, like, around the world what your friends are doing.
Yeah.
You can just pop the map and you have all these little dots all over the place. That's pretty cool. Well, thanks for calling, man.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, let's see. Michelle?
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. How many people have your location and how many people are you following?
I follow my mom and my niece. She's 19, which she can take me off anytime also. I'm surprised I'm still on there. And then that's pretty much it. It was my sister, but unfortunately she passed last year. But
Right.
Sorry.
that's it. But everybody knows where I'm at all times. They pretty much do know my location anyway because they know like my schedule, my routine,
Mhm.
But also I wanted to say to Ray that the air tag itself isn't supposed to be very safe. There is one that's actually for kids because they said that some of the air tags, like some of the Wi-Fi stuff or something like technology-wise, can always like not come up accurate.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh.
So, but there is an actual, I want to say Little Bird might be the name,
Okay.
but there is an actual kid one.
Cool.
Mhm.
Because I was thinking about that with my nephew. I have custody of the kids now, and he's autistic. And he's an eloper. But they said the air tag itself isn't very accurate,
Huh. Interesting.
especially for like kids.
Gotcha.
But there is one actually for kids, and that you can put on like their backpacks or in their backpacks or whatever. Because even some of the schools and daycares don't even allow it.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Like,
Well, thanks for the
Yeah,
information,
so-
Michelle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
thanks.
All right, have a good one.
one.
What are they saying on the live stream, Nerys?
This is funny. Kevin H. He says, my daughter called me out on Sunday, was meeting up with her, and she realized I hadn't left yet. I told her I was leaving in 10 minutes. 10 minutes passed, and she said, leaving in 10 minutes, huh?
Yep.
That's why I'm glad my wife doesn't have mine. Because when I say I'm about to leave work and I leave like 20 minutes after that,
Yes,
I'm like,
yeah.
no, I'm almost there, but I'm really not. What you got on social media? Ray?
A lot of people say that I follow my significant other, and then of course the kids. I make sure that they're at school when they say they're at school or doing what they say that they're going to be doing.
Yes. ExxonMobil powered by Attorney Dan Newland. Interact. Need to check. It's a no-brainer. Just call Attorney Dan Newland. Someone said my best friend has my location, and it really makes her mad when I find out she's doing something without me.
Oh, that could, yeah.
That would be bad. So last night I went to the big show, and I'm tired because of it, but I knew it was going to be a rough day. And I said, you know what? I'm staying anyway. I want to know when you did something knowing it would make tomorrow suck, but you're like, nope, I'm doing it anyway. Going to hook somebody up with a pretty cool Father's Day treatment over at Hammer and Nails specialty combo that's valued at $165. We'll do that after Hosier. It's Too Sweet on XL 106.7, Orlando's #1 hit music station, and Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. Hozier 2 Sweets, Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 106.7. It is Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning, 7:36. So I'm already hitting the wall.
Oh, no, already?
Yes, I'm already hitting the wall. Because last night I went to the Post Malone Jelly Roll show at Camping World Stadium. I had already planned on going. I knew it was going to be a somewhat late night. But because of the lightning and the rain delay, it turned into an even later night. Because they pushed Jelly Roll back a little bit.
It was like, what, 3 hours almost?
Yeah, and they pushed Post back. And I figured, well, they have this noise ordinance. They just got in a bunch of trouble with Shakira because there were some complaints. So I'm like, well, I know they're probably gonna cut him short. So I figured, well, I'll still probably get out of here pretty close to normal time. It's just gonna be a shorter show. No, Post Malone basically he must have worked a deal, or he decided he's gonna pay the fine.
I was gonna say he probably paid the fine
because he went all the way to midnight, fireworks. All of it, pyro, everything.
I heard from my house.
Yeah, Ray got to hear the whole show. And so I was like, there was a point where my wife's like, well, we could probably cut out early. And I'm like, this is such a good show. Like I've never seen Post Malone perform before.
The best, isn't he?
He puts on such an amazing show. Like he's all in. He did all of his hits.
Yeah.
So because I think he had to trim some, he did trim out some of the songs that you might have been like, meh.
Yeah. So we looked up the set list yesterday and I was like,
No, he did all of them. He did White Iverson. He did Congratulations. He did Sunflower.
Oh, good.
All the big ones. He did a few of the country ones. He did the with Morgan Wallen. I had some help. Obviously, Morgan Wallen wasn't there.
Yeah.
The Jelly Roll came out with him, and they did their song together.
Cool.
So he did all of his big hits, and he did stop down and do all of his talking in between. That's how I knew they're like, well, they're not pressed for time. So when I realized that, I'm like, well, you know what? Tomorrow's going to suck.
Yeah.
It just is. But I'm also not leaving because this is such a great show. I'll probably not see a show like that again. At least not anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I was with my wife and my son and one of our family friends that grew up with my son. They've been friends since he was 8. So it was just like a cool vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not leaving this.
Yeah.
Even if tomorrow's going to suck, that's cool. Tomorrow's going to suck.
Or getting out of traffic. Or
Yeah.
was that?
Well, we actually scored a big one. So where we parked, a friend that I had in high school that I haven't talked to in forever, his younger brother is friends with one of my friends from high school.
Oh gosh.
And so they own a business right next to Camping World.
Okay.
And our family friend parked there. We were pulling up to pick her up and he's like, hey, and he's like, you graduated with my brother. He told me his last name. I'm like, oh my gosh. He's like, yeah, dude, just pull in here.
Oh,
Good
love
for
that
you.
So we got to park at their business. They have an embroidery business over there. I ran in and said hi to his wife, who's a big listener.
Yeah.
And I shocked her because I ran into their business down the hall. I was like, hey, what's up? But we got to park there. So we were out quick, thankfully.
Great.
So
That's
that
good.
did shave off some time, but still I only got 2 hours of sleep because I
Yeah.
stayed for the show last night. But I knew it was gonna happen. I'm like, whatever, man.
And it doesn't happen every
Right.
day.
It's not a
So-
daily thing. I wouldn't do this every day because I'd probably already been fired a long time ago. So Ray, when
Yeah.
did you do something you knew was gonna make the next day suck? But you're like, you know what? I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah. So I think the last one was Chiodos. I went and saw Chiodos, and this was down in Tampa. And it was on a school night.
Yep.
It was on a work night. And so we did drive down to Tampa, and the show, I think, went until 11-ish.
Yep.
And luckily, my girlfriend was like, listen, you could sleep. I'll drive home. And so, like, I slept a little bit on the way home, but then went home, slept for like an hour and a half, and then came here.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
knew it because, like, I hadn't seen Chiodos in over 10 years.
Yeah.
In over 10 years, they finally hit the road again. And I was like, we're going. We have to go.
Right.
Mhm.
And
you
so
just,
it was worth it.
you decide, look, tomorrow's not gonna be cool.
Mhm.
But that's okay because tonight's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Nerese, when that happened to you?
Literally just recently with this trip from coming home from Alaska. So when I was booking my Brightline tickets, I was trying to get that all situated because I was like, let me make sure I have a ticket to come back home when we land in Fort Lauderdale. And the ticket that I got, basically it was like to my favor to get to Orlando as soon as possible,
Right.
but still not early enough. So when I looked at it, I was like, maybe I should fly out of Orlando, but I didn't want to do the flight by myself.
Yeah.
So I just ate it and I was like, I got to stick with my family. One, because I know the kids and I don't want to fly alone many hours like this. So I just ate it. And I wasn't hurting yesterday too bad, but my clockwork is actually hurting more today.
Quite
So-
honestly,
Yeah.
I would have taken yesterday off if I was you.
I thought,
Seriously.
but
Honestly.
I feel like I missed so much. I feel like I missed a month of work. I couldn't do it.
It is hard here because, like we talked off the air, this is a real time job. Like it's not like you have reports that are waiting for you when you get back. Like if you
Yeah.
miss a break, you miss a break. If
Yeah.
you miss a day, you miss a day. It's gone.
Yes.
So because it's live. So I do understand that, but like, man, I'm coming all those time zones. Nah, I'm taking
So
the next day.
bad.
I'm taking the next day. When did you do something you knew it was going to make the next day not a great day, but you're like, you know what? I'm staying. I'm not going to miss something because it's so amazing. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067, XO Mobile 41067 and hit send. Going to hook somebody up. Father's Day is on Sunday. Hammer and Nails is a grooming spot for guys to really speak easyish. They'll make you a nice little old fashioned while you wait. They'll do the nails. They'll do the
I know, I'm
the
kind of
feet.
jealous of you guys.
They'll do the straight razor shave, whatever you need, nice haircuts. I'm going to hook up somebody with a premium service from Hammer and Nails, like their specialty combo, hand and foot service, the jackhammer or the Big Daddy.
Yeah.
It's a $165 value. We're going to hook somebody up for calling and playing what's on the radio. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. When did you do something you knew was going to make tomorrow a little rough, but you did it anyway? Going to talk to you next on Johnny's House. Billie Eilish on Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 106.7. It is Brian on Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning at 7:52. Stayed out late last night for the Post Malone Jelly Roll show, knowing today was going to be terrible because of it, but it was a great show, and I'm glad I stayed, and I wouldn't want to miss it. Going to hook somebody up with a chance to celebrate Father's Day, treating your dad in your life or yourself if you want a premium service over at Hammer and Nails. The hand and foot service specialty combo, like the jackhammer and the Big Daddy, valued at $165. Going to hook somebody up. When did you know tomorrow was not going to be cool, but you said, you know what? This is the party of the year. I ain't going to miss it. I'm not going home. Let's see. Danielle from Orlando. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. When did you say, you know what? I'm not missing this?
So this is one of those situations where you decide between your family, or friends, or mental health. And I decided to pick family and friends and just toss the mental health aside. I had already committed to my best friend's party, and what she wanted to do was do this bar crawl that happened to fall on her birthday. And I knew it was going to be a late night already, but prior to that day, my sister frantically called me saying, hey, I need you to fly down here South Florida. I don't even want you taking the Bright Line because you don't have time. And you need to take care of my nephew for 2 days while she flies out for an emergency work trip. And I was like, okay, well, her hands are tied. I have to do that, but I have to take care of I want to be there for my friend too. So the bar call ended up being started way later than it should have. Ended up ending at 2:45, rushed to the airport for a 4 o'clock takeoff time. And I ended up making it. And then I obviously didn't sleep the next 2 days because I had a newborn I was taking care of with no help whatsoever. So it was worth it, but I don't think I'll ever do that again.
Yeah, you got to make your choices. But if it was worth it, it's cool. But it's not a daily thing. The last time I did this was when we went to Nashville, and that was over a year ago. So once a year, I think maybe you're okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing youth quickly with that.
Yeah. All right, hang on 1 second, Danielle.
But once you make it through that day, you're like, I could do it again.
Yeah.
I could do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, we're almost halfway through here. I'm like, all right, I see the light at the end of this tunnel.
We're almost there.
I would have been mad if I'd have went home last night. Now, Robert from Winter Garden. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. When did you say, you know what? I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
Well, first of all, first-time caller, by the way.
Hey, first-time caller. We got a first-time caller number. You're probably never going to use it, but we're going to give it to you anyway.
And I'll give it to you in a moment.
In a moment, we're going to give it to you. All right, tell us your story. When did you say, you know what? I know tomorrow's going to be terrible, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, so just like you, yesterday, my wife surprised me with tickets to see Post Malone, my favorite artist, for my 30th birthday, a little early present. With the delay and everything, amazing show, but we didn't get home till after 1. And then my ears were ringing for about an hour at least.
Yeah.
And I had to come right back in at 7 a.m. this morning for work, and she came along with me because she's a trooper.
I feel you. Look, it was hard because it was such a hype show. You got to come down from it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was awesome though, right?
Yes. Oh, absolutely amazing. I mean, we've seen Posty in Atlanta, but this just topped it by a mile. And Jelly Roll, of course, too, was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. If it wouldn't have been for the weather pushing it back, it would have been like a perfect night.
Right. Exactly.
Well, thanks for calling. Hang on 1 second. All right. Let's see. Oh, his number, by the way, is 5101. Robert, 5101. That's your number. Valerie from Winter Garden. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. When did you say, you know what? I'm doing it anyway?
It was actually, so I do have a couple stories on my own, but the best story I have is actually some friends. But I worked for a major retail company for a little while, and some friends of mine decided to go out for New Year's Eve the night before, of course. And to be safe, they all passed out at one person's house. But because of that, one of them didn't have her work clothes when she came in the next day. So she had to go buy clothes off the sales floor. And their boss saw them checking out and decided to mess with them. And he ran up and grabbed her debit card from her hands. And like in their party clothes, they were chasing them like all across the front lanes to get her debit card.
Oh, that's not nice.
Pay for her clothes and go to work. Her pants were too short, so she had to staple them in the back room.
That's funny.
And then she struggled the whole day. She sat in the grocery cooler and dropped like 1 or 2 gallons of milk throughout the day. They ate all the food in the break room because they were so hungover, but they made it. They made it through the day. They were running into stuff with their carts because they were so tired.
Yeah.
And hungover.
Yeah.
But they made it.
All right. Hang on
It was fantastic.
Hang on one second, Valerie. Yeah, no, look, when you finally get to the end of the day, and the good thing is I wasn't drinking last night. I had like 2 drinks, and since it was such a long show, that wasn't an issue. Because if I'd be hungover today
that's
and
even
tired,
worse. Yeah,
that would be worse. All right, we have Danielle, Robert, or Valerie. So 1, 2, or 3. You guys are going to vote who's going to get this hammer and nails thing. Ready for the silent vote? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we all unanimously decided to give it to Robert. Robert from Winter Garden, congratulations. Going to hook you up with a Father's Day treatment. Even if you're not a dad, you're going to love Hammer and Nails specialty combo. You can check out the Jackhammer or the Big Daddy. It's $165 value. Check out Hammer and Nails. And they do also have a deal going on right now where you can get a $250 gift card for just $125. So half off right now at centralfloridasaves.com. Right, what you working on in celebrity news?
All right, so Diddy's ex-girlfriend was back on the stand, so we'll talk about that and the craziness that happened with Macklemore. Did you see it?
I did see it. That is wild. It's coming up. Johnny's house on a Wednesday morning. Celebrity news just 3 minutes away.
Coming up in just 3 minutes, Chapel Roan Pink Pony Club. Pink Pony Club.
XL 1067.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
All right, so the day yesterday started with the judge denying a mistrial for Diddy.
I figured that would happen.
Yeah.
His lawyers have to do it. It's a formality. The judge is like, really?
Yeah, so this is the second of the trial, the second asking of the mistrial. And so the judge was like, nope. And then Jane Doe was back on the stand, who is Diddy's ex-girlfriend. And she was talking about how she got very testy, by the way. I don't know if you heard. She got very testy with his defense attorney. So I guess his defense attorney asked Jane if she got a Chanel bag, and Jane shot back, I only got trauma. He also then asked Jane if she got a Bottega bag, and there was like a verbal gasp in the courtroom, and she like resorted saying like, I'm sure you have one. talking back and forth with the defense attorney, just basically saying like, no, I didn't get these bags that Young Miami got. So that is where it comes in, because I guess the whole jealousy between Diddy traveling to I think it was Miami with her to take her on a shopping spree. And then she was posting all over social media that Diddy was taking her to Chanel and buying her all of these different Chanel merchandise and everything like that. So the cross-examination got a little testy, but it was just like, I feel like it's the same thing every day about, you know, the abuse, about the freak offs. Now, one thing that was interesting is Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and the late Kobe Bryant even got name dropped yesterday.
So many celebrities' names have popped up, but it's not because they did anything wrong.
No.
It's just because they have some sort of tie to Diddy in some way.
Yes, but yesterday, Jane said that Diddy and a male entertainer she had a movie-going sexual experience with were like a trifecta, and she even compared themselves. So when I say that they dropped the name,
right,
she compared her, the male escort, and Diddy as Kobe and Shaquille and Michael Jordan.
So the bad thing about that is the headline will be
Michael
Shaquille
Jordan,
O'Neal, Kobe mentioned in Diddy trial.
So that's
what they did with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
Had nothing to do with Michael B. Jordan. They did the same thing with Ben Stiller.
Yes. And that's why I kind of like try to clear up the air, because I know a lot of people are going to see that this morning that those three were mentioned, but she was referencing them as the trifecta of their freak offs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the big thing yesterday, I will say, is the denying of the mistrial and her just clapping back with the defense attorneys.
Well, they're trying to paint it in a picture of her being a willing participant. That's the big thing they're trying to do with all these people. Like, look, it was freaky.
Yeah.
Yes, it was aggressive, but you were there because you wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to keep Diddy like, look, he's a freak. He's a super freak.
Yeah.
But he didn't do anything wrong. That's what they're trying to paint.
Jane Doe did say that she did not own a Bottega bag. And then she was also talking about how much does my body cost? And so like it just got very verbal between those two. And the judge had to actually remind her to just answer the question, you know, because she was just like going quick with her responses because she was getting angry. And that's what the defense is supposed to do.
Of course.
You know, is get underneath your skin and try to get you to answer some of these things. Now, I told you I was going to mention Macklemore. Macklemore's home in Seattle was invaded by masked robbers, and they ambushed his children's nanny while they were sleeping.
That's crazy.
This is insane. The invasion happened early Saturday morning, and two masked men entered his home through the patio door, sprayed the nanny in the face with bear mace.
Oh my gosh.
Then the nanny said the men screamed, "Where are the jewels, biatch?" And after that, she led them to the bedroom. She claimed that one of the men actually looked scared. He looked like he was like scared of the whole situation. But then she was maced and she couldn't like clear her eyes and everything. But the robbers swiped thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, shoes, and other possessions. So the nanny said that she had just put the kids to bed, which is very, very scary.
Yeah.
So the kids were in the house. This was right before the robbers broke in.
Yeah, a police organization, because he has a song where this is the police.
Yeah.
They jumped on social media real quick and like, oh, now you need us.
Yeah.
They were calling him Mackleless.
Oh, no.
Because they took all this stuff.
Oh my gosh. So I guess one of the guys kept a boot like pressed up against her neck, and she bit him, and that's how she was able to like escape and like break free or whatever. But the two burglars then fled the scene, and then she called the police. But
that is crazy.
I know that is very scary.
That's a crazy story. All right, got some weird stories kind of like that happen to be true. We'll do that after Chapel Roan and Pink Pony Club. It's Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning on XL 106.7. Chapel Roan, Pink Pony Club, XO 1067, Orlando's #1 hit music station. It is Johnny's house on a Wednesday morning. Weird stories that also happen to be true. That's with me. So
let's hear him, Brian.
phone to myself. You got to be careful what you do on Facebook Marketplace because people are watching.
Yes.
So there's a dude in Washington. He went on Facebook Marketplace and he was trying to buy an ATV. So a dude hit him up and offered to trade. You get offers trade. I put my boat up on Facebook Marketplace, and I have people trying to trade me all kinds of stuff: RVs, hot dog carts.
Really?
Like, I'm trying to sell the thing. I don't want to trade. This guy offered a trade, but he offered a trade for a banned submachine gun with a silencer, and he was going to throw in a motorcycle for the ATV. So the guy said, "This probably isn't a great idea." So he actually called the police and said, "Hey, this dude just tried to, trade me a banned submachine gun with a silencer on it for my ATV." So the police pretended to be the guy that was coming to do the swap.
Smart.
And then they arrested the guy on the spot. He has tons of several serious gun charges now pending and citation for driving on a suspended license because he drove to make the meeting on a suspended license. So just be careful what you do on Facebook Marketplace.
I can't believe he tried to trade that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty good swap, a motorcycle and a banned submachine gun with a silencer. It's a pretty solid deal. I might take that for my boat. Ray brought this up earlier and it made me laugh because I had this article pulled aside. Match.com, they did their annual Singles in America report. And they found that AI is being used a lot when it comes to dating. 26% of singles are now using AI to help land dates. That's up 333% year over year. 1 in 6 has used AI as a fill-in romantic companion. If they can't get a date, they just chat with AI romantically.
Oh no!
But
don't get too comfortable with that, my friends.
Okay. And once they're in an actual relationship, this is the one that we were talking about off the air. 40% think it's cheating if you talk romantically to AI.
So I don't understand talking romantically. Are you basically sexting with an AI? What is happening here?
I'm guessing yes, because like I said, when I heard that you could use ChatGPT to replace therapy, not that you should replace therapy. I know therapists are probably driving off the road right now.
Yeah.
But there's some people that don't feel comfortable talking to a person.
Yeah.
So they do type stuff into chat and it does talk back to you like a therapist would.
Trust me, I see my girlfriend do it all the time. She asks her little companion AI person all these suggestions and questions. But is there an emotional attachment? Is that what they're saying is the cheating, or are they actually being oh, the way you sound is so
I would need
romantic.
you as my significant other to explain to me why you think it's cheating. Okay, I do it, right? You got a problem with it. You think it's cheating. I'm going to need you to break it down for me. Please explain to me why it's cheating. Now you can tell me you don't like it. You can tell me, and we can decide then if I'm going to stop doing it. But I'm going to need you to explain to me how it's cheating.
I could see where the partner could be slightly insecure from this because you're basically trying to fill a hole that's not being fulfilled from the partner itself. So there could be the slight feeling of that cheating in that aspect. That's how I feel it.
I think it's the label of cheating I have a problem with. I can see you feeling some kind of way. But at the same time, now we've shown that there is something missing because I'm going to AI for it.
Yep.
Are you going to fix that? Because if you're not, then I got to go to the AI, or you got to kick rocks and I got to find someone that I don't have to go to an AI.
Yeah.
So
No,
anyway, anyway, not to get off the subject, but so it's crazy. So 40% think it's cheating. So if you out there doing the chatty chat with an AI and you're talking about the sexy time explosion, it's cheating.
Sexy time explosion.
For 40% of people.
Okay, if you're talking about that, then yeah.
I'm going to actually go to ChatGPT and ask it about sexy time explosion. I want to see what it says.
It.
We got a bunch of stuff coming up. Some really cool stuff coming up this week and next week. So we need to get you some details on a broadcast that we're doing where you can join us, and then a big show that we're doing for free over in Sanford. So we'll get you updated on that in just a few minutes on Johnny's House. Teddy Swims on Orlando's number one hit music station, XL 1067, 826. You are listening to Johnny's House. A show a little bit different today, obviously. So, And I'm tired, so we're doing the best we can.
I know, we're trying.
We're doing what we can do. Got a lot of stuff coming up. So we have something really cool coming up at the end of the week this week. So on Friday,
yes,
we're going to be out of the studio doing the show live. We always call it the World Tour. So we've been doing this for a long time with the show. I mean, we've broadcast in so many cool places, and we've really done a World Tour. We've been to Amsterdam and broadcast from the street corner.
I know. That'd be cool if you could bring that back.
All kind of cities around here. We did the show live from a casino floor in Las Vegas. So we're just kicking it off, and we're going to go anywhere. So if you got a suggestion, of course, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
But this Friday, we're starting it at a really cool spot.
Yeah. So we're kicking it off on Friday at Activate in Orlando. It's off of iDrive, like Point Orlando is where it is. And it's really cool because it's very interactive. It's like an active gaming facility. They give you these wristbands and it tracks your like gameplay. There's a lot of people that do corporate events there, birthday parties, school field trips, but there's like different rooms and different games that you can play. And it's like your body is the controller, it seems like.
Yeah, it's really
great
cool.
way to word it.
It's like a global league. So
Yes.
you can actually get yourself ranked against other people.
Yeah.
You
And then there's also
Really?
like a membership that
Yep.
you can join. You could do like tournaments and stuff. The games change. So the games aren't going to constantly be the same every single time you go.
I hope they have that one game with the flooring and the lighting where you have to jump to whatever
So
color.
to like make it
Yeah.
super simple, think the floor is lava.
Yes.
Like, so that's good. There's one of those games. There's a game where like if you see on a movie where like these lasers shoot across and you have to dodge.
And you have to like, yeah.
There's one of those. Like, so it's all kinds of cool interactive stuff that you actually have to do. And then if you wear this wristband, it can rank you like in the world, which is pretty cool.
So we're kicking it off Friday. We're broadcasting from there, but you guys can actually come out and play with us. They're going to open it up to some of our listeners. So if you want to come out there and play some of the games or just experience like this new thing we have here in Orlando, which is Activate.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, come out Friday and hang out with us. We're going to do the show live from there, and then you guys can swing by. Kind of like we did when we did Crush Yard.
Yes,
if you want to come by
exactly.
and hang out and watch the show, participate in some of the games, it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to open early for us, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So we're doing that this Friday. And then next Thursday, we have a really cool show over at Tuffy's Music Box in Sanford. That's my hometown. It's our XL 1067 preset summer. So all summer long, we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. And the way that you get access to that is by making us one of your presets on the iHeartRadio app. So one of the first things we're doing is a big free show that is presented by McDonald's, where you can win McDonald's for a year while you're there. It's our friends 408. They headlined Red Hot and Boom for us a few years ago.
Yep, they're on Warped Tour. I saw them at some like hole in the wall place over off of Mills. They're really, really good. They're energetic. They're fun.
Local guys. If you love, like, it's like the XL sound that we had back in the day, pop punk, which their big thing is it ain't dead. And I love pop punk music. So to me, 408's awesome. First 500 people with XL 1067 as your preset on the iHeartRadio app are going to get in free at Tuffy's Music Box. That's next Thursday. Doors are going to be 7. Show's going to be 8. 21 and up. And like I said, presented by McDonald's, where you can win McDonald's for a year while you're there. And the three of us are going to host the show.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a good time.
Going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be all over. We want you to hang out with us. All of the information for these events are online right now, xl1067.com. First one is this Friday at Activate Orlando, Point Orlando. And then next Thursday, come see 408 presented by McDonald's at Tuffy's Music Box in Sanford. All right, it is time for True Stories. It happened to me. That's where something happens to you. And it's so crazy that it can't possibly be true, but it actually is. And someone's going to win a pair of tickets to check out DreamWorks Land and the Universal Mega Movie Parade from Nighttime Energy, the sensational symphonic spectacular, all part of summer at Universal Orlando Resort. We're going to hook somebody up with that. But we got to hear those stories, true stories. It happened to me. For tickets to check out Universal Orlando Resort. Coming up next on Johnny's House. true stories that happened to me, stories that are just so crazy. Can't believe it's true, but it actually is true. Gonna hook somebody up with tickets to Universal Orlando Resort to experience the summer. Call us now, 407-919-1067. 877-919-1067. We actually have to talk to you for this one because we got to hear the true stories. They're so crazy, but they're true. Someone going to get hooked up with Universal Orlando Resort tickets. Billie Eilish on Orlando's number one hit music station, XL 1067. Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. It is 8:38. True stories that happened to me, stories that are just crazy. They wouldn't be believable. Can't possibly be true, but they are true. Someone's going to get tickets to check out Universal Orlando Resort, check out DreamWorks Land, Universal Mega Movie Parade, and Sensational, the Symphonic Spectacular, all going down part of summer at Universal Orlando Resort. So let's talk to Tiani. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. To true stories that happened to me, tell us the story.
Okay, so before me and my husband got married, we were dating. We went kayaking at Little Big Econ. I don't know if you've been over there, but it's a really nice area with wildlife. Minding my own business, kayaking, seen a couple little alligators, didn't think much of it. And we've been kayaking for a bit down that. And then out of nowhere, he's like, don't panic. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm thinking he's like, there's another alligator. So I'm thinking, okay, it's, kind of small, like the ones we had just been seeing. No, it is longer and wider than my kayak. And I was like, I didn't really see it at first, but it was actually underneath my kayak, and he
gosh.
told me not to panic. And that's obviously when you start to panic. And I kind of like forgot how to breathe, and I kind of just stopped for a minute because I didn't want to like keep paddling it, like disturb the water to disturb the alligator, which I'd already been paddling before he'd even said something. So if I was going to disturb it, I probably would have done it by then. But then I was just like, okay, well, how do you like keep paddling to like get past being over top of it? Because I don't want to exactly keep floating above it because I'm only in like maybe 7 to 8 feet of water. Like it's not that deep. So like
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Were you in the kayak by yourself? So you were each in a kayak, or are you guys together?
No, we each were in our own kayak. So I was in my own kayak and he was in his own kayak.
Did he stick around, or he just keep on kayaking? Because I don't know. I mean, at this point, you're not married yet. So if it's I got to keep rolling and you just deal with the gator, I might just keep on kayaking.
No, he actually kept going, but he like waited for me to like kind of get my bearings on myself because I've never had an anxiety attack before in my life until that moment. So I had to like
I would have lost it.
No,
regain
seriously.
myself and like convince myself to keep paddling. But like it took me a second because I was just like fear struck. Like I just froze and I was like, and then you're just like looking down at it like that thing is freaking huge. Like when I'm telling you it was wider and longer than the kayak, I'm like guesstimating 12 feet. But I'm pretty sure it was a little bit bigger than that. So scariest moment of my life.
All right, good story. Hang on one second. That is a good story. And he's a good man because he didn't bounce. Because we ain't married yet. I got no legal ties to you. I'm not staying to fight an alligator with just a little paddle and a kayak. I'm sorry.
I would be so mad if he left though.
I got to go. Look, catch up with me. Let me know how this turns out.
That's a breaking point.
I'll be right up here on the shore with no alligator. You let me know how this turns out.
No.
That's what I would do. All right. So we got that story in. That is a good one. Let's go to Brianna. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
All right. True story. What happened to you?
All right. So 2 years ago, my cousin was placed on hospice, and we were very close growing up. So I had asked her, like, if she doesn't make it, to send me a sign. And she couldn't really talk, but she was like, "What do you mean, like a sign?" I was like, when people pass, they say like they have a song or like an animal or like something. So we didn't get to finish the conversation because then her nurse had came in the room. So a week later, I go home and a backstory is both of my kids are born on the 20th. My son is March 20th and my daughter is November 20th. So a week later, I had to fly back home because my plan was to fly home for the weekend and be with my kids and come back and spend the next week with her. So I had a dream about her, and like she had cancer, so she would always wear like different kinds of wigs and stuff. So in my dream, she was dancing around and being silly, and I just kept repeating, like, she kept saying like, "Why are you crying?" And I was like, "I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you." And I just kept repeating that in my dream. So I woke up crying. I go to take the kids to school, and I'm coming up the road, and my phone rings, and it's my brother, and he's calling to tell me that she had passed away. And I guess my sign was that she passed away on the 20th. And so it's just everything in my life is just 20s.
Oh, wow.
And then not only that, when I pulled up, there was a cardinal like sitting on the fence in front of my house. I'm like, wow. I was just like bawling my eyes out. And I was like, what are the odds that happened? Like, she gave me my sign. I had that dream. So she must have been passing away while I was having that dream.
Yeah.
And it was just the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. I couldn't even believe it. It just felt so surreal.
Oh,
that's a good story. Hang on, Brianna. Yeah, they say the cardinal thing is supposed to be like someone like, and I don't believe in, me, I don't believe in anything. But when my son was graduating, we were walking into graduation at UCF to go to the arena, and it was raining because it was like not rainy, but it had just rained. And a cardinal flew by and landed on the bench that we were walking past. And so, technically that could have been my mom because my mom passed away and didn't get to see my son graduate. That's what everyone said. But, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So,
but you do to remember that story.
I know.
You believe in it a little bit.
No. I know that people say that and they're like, oh, that, but I don't know that I believe that was my mom. You know what I'm saying? But
I thought it was beautiful.
No, it's a great story. I'm saying a lot of people hang on to that kind of stuff. I'm somewhat dead inside. I don't believe that kind of stuff. I don't believe in karma, believe in any of that stuff. All right. Anyway, first round was good. But we still have another round to give away tickets to Universal Orlando Resort. So if you got a true story that happened to you, see if you can top one of those two stories. 407-919-1067, 877-919-1067. We'll get to round two after the weekend. It's Cry For Me. It's true stories that happened to me. Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning on XL 106.7. The Weekend on Orlando's number one hit music station, XL 1067. Johnny's house on a Wednesday morning. So, because Johnny is not in today, I have to do this, and I'm tired, so I'm walking with a limp. I didn't even pay attention to the clock. So, I ran us out of time. So,
we don't have time for more calls.
We don't have time for round two. Look, that's all on me. That's all.
It's okay.
That's all. I told the live stream, which, by the way, you can watch on YouTube this morning, they're going to get a C+ performance from me today. That's what they're going to get from me today. I know
it's better than not getting anything at all.
That's what they said. They said, well, it's better than nothing. I'm like, well, I don't like the way that sounds because that sounds like well, you're better than nothing.
C's get degrees.
They actually do. My son got his high school diploma based on all C's.
Okay.
So he got an A, B.
I'm sure he loves you sharing that.
He got an A and B here and there. Look, grades mean nothing. Do you remember what you got when you were a senior in high school?
No.
In English?
I absolutely don't.
Of course not, because it means nothing.
That's true.
It means nothing. I know a high school teacher, well, they're not in school. Anyway, it's summertime. They don't care. Anyway, so I ran us out of time. I apologize. That's why Johnny's better at this than I am.
Oh my gosh.
And he's not here today, so I'm sorry. So we got to pick a winner. It's Tiani or Brianna. So we had the alligator, bigger than a dinosaur, rolled up right underneath her, and could have just knocked her over in the kayak. Or we have got Brianna, who was looking for a sign, got a sign in a dream, something about a 20, and then a cardinal. That's the gist of the
Something
story.
about a 20.
Because I know she said the 20.
Yeah.
20 was a big theme. I just don't remember why. So I told you, C+ what you're getting from me today.
Yeah.
So there you go. So which one's it going to be? Is it going to be, we're going to do a secret vote in the room. So it's going to be Brianna or it's going to be Tiani. Tiani's number one. Brianna's number two. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you guys went with Brianna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brianna's going to win the tickets to Universal
Sweet.
Orlando Resort to celebrate the summer. Lots of cool stuff going on from the DreamWorks Land to the Mega Movie Parade, the Sensational Symphonic Spectacular, a bonus chance to win if you did not win online right now at xl1067.com. Ray, what you working on in celebrity news?
R. Kelly is now saying that he is fighting for his life behind bars.
And he don't even know how to hog top people.
I don't know how to hog that.
Gonna get you an update on celebrity news in just a few minutes on Johnny's House.
Now, the Johnny's House Entertainment News with Ray.
Celebrity News is sponsored by Fairwinds Credit Union. So I was telling you that R. Kelly is saying that he is fighting for his life behind bars, and he says that he's in immediate danger. And I guess his legal team has filed an emergency motion seeking him immediately released. So that's how serious these claims are, is that he's got his legal team to fight for him. What they're saying is that there's evidence that outlines a murder for hire plot involving R. Kelly. So I guess there's an inmate, who officials said is a little bit ill.
Okay.
And he is saying that he had a written out sworn statement that he was hired to actually spend his last couple of days trying to kill R. Kelly.
Okay.
So he was hired to kill R. Kelly, and then he was going to be set to freedom. He's saying that he claimed that authorities offered him his freedom to spend on the outside if he murdered R. Kelly. And so now these claims have gotten to R. Kelly, who have gotten to his legal team, who are asking the system to actually immediately release him because of it.
So his story is that an official from the jail was going to let him out if he killed R. Kelly?
Yes. The alleged plot was supposed to play out killing R. Kelly, obviously, getting charged for the deed, only for the prison officials to basically fumble the evidence.
Got it.
And ultimately bury the case. And then this guy claims that he would be transferred after the deed had been done.
Right.
And then he would be allowed to escape and stay free.
Yeah.
So it was like a whole rundown plot that he had made up.
That sounds like a good movie.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. So, but anyways, now the guy, he's a gang leader, obviously. Okay. He's a gang leader, and so he was told all this stuff, and so the documents have now been released to a official to actually get him released, and they're asking him to be on house arrest for his remaining however so many years, but he's supposed to be in there for 30 years.
Yeah.
And so that's what they're trying to pitch right now.
So he's been in there for a long time, right? I mean, he's been in there for a good number of years at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And so now out of nowhere, they want him dead.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to believe that.
Yeah, and this guy was hired by officials internally to kill him, and then he was going to be transferred. They were going to bury the evidence, and then this guy was going to escape and be free.
Yeah, no. I mean, again, that's a great movie plot. But
it does sound like a good movie.
Not buying it. I watch it on Netflix.
I know,
but
right?
buying it.
So Kim Kardashian is talking about how much she spends for her 10 nannies. She's got 10 nannies.
She got 3 kids?
Yeah, no, she's got North, Saint, Chicago, and then the youngest one.
10
so 4 kids.
For 4 kids. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously she's got strict childcare system in place, and a nanny, sometimes multiple, are assigned to each of the children. So sometimes the children have multiple nannies all at once. But what she's saying is that she is staffed 7 days a week, and she employs nighttime nannies who help her get everything ready for the morning. The source also revealed that she's got daytime nannies that start at 6 a.m. They work 12-hour shifts for $100,000 a year.
Woo!
Each. Yes.
Well, I mean, that's a drop in the bucket to her, but that's a good living
they
as a
get
nanny.
1 day off per week and are required to travel with their assigned child. The nannies are also they also have to go to their father's house. So whenever they want to go see Kanye or whenever they're with Kanye, that same nanny stays with that child and goes.
That's a spy. So they can tell me what's going on over there.
That's what I was thinking too.
Hey, tell me if your dad's new girl walking around with no drawers on, because I know that's what she does.
Invasion of privacy right there for Kanye West.
Yeah.
But yes, she said if one of the kids is going to Kanye's, say North is going to Kanye's house, then that nanny that is assigned to North is going there. And if there's multiple, then
that nanny's like, damn, we got to go to Kanye's again.
But then you layer on the tutors, the art teacher, the dance and music teachers, the kids have their own stylist. They have a creative play nanny. They also have a house that is often full of people there to service the children, but also take them places of like one dedicated wing of the house.
Why does she even have kids?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is she even taking care of her own kids?
Like, I mean, I don't get it. What's the point? Like, other than to say, oh, look, here's my kids. Like, you're not doing any of the parenting.
So then it goes into the nannies handle meals, clothing, laundry, security, drivers, each of the kids' schedules, and get pay raises if the kids like them. The kids like them, you get a pay raise.
Oh, see, that's not even right, because now it's like a blackmail situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's not even good. Look, I know they're her kids and she loves them. I'm not saying she doesn't, because they're her kids. But like they're accessories at this point. You're not doing any of the parenting.
Yep.
How many nannies your kids got, right? Like each one. You got 2 for each kid?
We don't have nannies.
You got a play date nanny?
No.
That handles the play dating?
No.
I am the nanny.
Yeah, I am the nanny.
When you send them to your ex's house, the nanny goes with them. See what's going on over there. Let me know what's the what.
Isn't that insane? So $100,000 each nanny works. They work 12-hour shifts, so they get 1 day off per week.
12 hours? No, okay. See, now we're talking. How you gonna be a 12-hour a day, 1 day off a week? That's the less than minimum wage. I think they're making at $100,000.
Yeah, and then they get to travel, but they get to. I don't know.
I mean, it's a lot of money, and you get taken care of because you probably basically
Oh,
live
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get all that part.
I mean,
but
you eat for free. You probably live for free.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're basically just pocketing $100,000 to take care of her kids.
right. Because I'm assuming you live on property.
Imagine the dirt that they have on the Kardashians.
They know everything. They know
Oh,
everything. But I mean, they sign NDAs, but NDAs don't hold up. They don't hold
Mm.
up. Like never. We see it all the time where someone had an NDA and they're next thing you know they're in court testifying.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I thought it was fascinating when I saw that. I was like, this is great.
You need to step up your nanny game, right?
Okay.
You need to step that up a little
Are
bit.
you gonna pay for them?
No, sir. No, sir. I'll for $100,000, I'll be your kid's daytime nanny. How
I
about
don't make $100,000.
that? I'll be your kid's daytime nanny, Ray, for $100,000. 12 hours a day. I got you.
That's crazy, right?
I got you. All right. Ray's going to come back and tell us what's trending in just a few minutes. It's Alex Warren and Ordinary 907's Johnny's house. Nine ten, Johnny's house on a Wednesday morning. On Reese, working on what's trending. What you working on?
Yeah, so there's buzz in the baseball world about an energy drink possibly causing false positive drug tests. We got to talk about it.
All right, after Sabrina Carpenter and Feather on XL 1067. Sabrina Carpenter and Feather, XL 1067, Orlando's #1 hit music station. Wednesday morning, 9:13. All right, Nerys, what's trending?
Yeah, so according to reports, MLB players are being strongly discouraged from drinking Celsius after word spread that it could flag as cocaine.
Uh-oh.
Yes, during drug
Cocaina.
tests. Yeah. So some teams are now leaning towards drinks like C4 and Red Bull, which are MLB approved. And even though Celsius isn't banned, it's got like ingredients that's raising red flags, basically.
Okay, so it doesn't have cocaine in it.
It's crazy because it went from like Red Bull is bad for you, Celsius is better for you.
Right.
And
But
now it's like
Celsius is sold in the health section.
I know.
Which is insane.
Which is, I mean, I'm not saying Celsius isn't healthy. I don't know, but it's sold in the health section, whereas Red Bull's not.
Yeah. And, like I can't even drink a whole Celsius by myself. I have to like chop it in half.
I
and
mix
then
it in
dilute
vodka.
Well, okay, that's different. All right, now we're talking.
I like my cocaine with vodka.
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. Cocaine's bad. Don't do it. Or Celsius. I like Celsius, though.
go.
Celsius
Yes.
got delicious flavors. That peach vibe one, oh man, that's good.
I got a question for you guys. Would you ever pay over $8,000 for a hot Cheeto?
No.
No, I don't even like hot Cheetos.
Yeah, well, someone just did that. A hot Cheeto shaped like the iconic Air Jordan Jumpman logo, and it just sold for $8,113 after 32 bids. And it all started at $250, which is wild.
I check every bag of chips I have to see if any of my chips look like something.
Do you really?
Yeah, because they sell them for crazy amounts of money. There was one that looked like Abe Lincoln that someone sold for like $23,000 once.
Oh my God. Just not too long ago, the Cheeto Zard is what they were calling it. The Cheeto snack that looked like the Pokemon.
Looked like a Charizard, yeah.
Yeah, that one sold for $87,000. Jesus.
I think there's a Virgin Mary Dorito that sold for a whole lot of money. You got to check your bag, right?
Bro,
Do you check every single bag?
Every single bag.
Oh my god.
We have these containers to keep our chips fresh. So I dump the chips out, look through them to make sure there ain't no Virgin Mary Doritos, and then I put them in the thing and then I eat them.
Bro,
you never know.
The problem with me is like if I see it, I could be like, oh, that looks like Jesus, and I'm just gonna eat it anyway.
Right?
You wasted money. That's $87,000. Could be. Anyway, you don't know.
So funny. Got some good news
Check
for my
your chips,
coffee
right?
lovers. A new study says that your cup of Joe is linked to several health benefits. But what's crucial here is the time that you drink it. They say 9:30 and 11:30 are prime coffee time, or about like 1 to 3 hours after waking up. The benefits for consuming your coffee at the best time includes alertness, awareness, and energy, improved mood, reduced chance of heart disease, improved cortisol levels, and anti-inflammatory.
Nah, I'll just do Celsius.
No,
That's fine. I mean, I don't do coffee, so I guess it would be the same principle for as long as you whatever caffeinated drink
Yeah.
you drink, if you follow those parameters, I guess it would be like the same.
That's
principle.
another one though. They're like coffee's bad, coffee's good, coffee's
Yeah.
bad.
It all depends.
It's all goes back
Look,
and forth.
there's a study that goes on either side of everything.
Yeah.
It just
Mhm.
depends on who funded the study. All right, it's Wednesday. Usually we do adult conversation, but I feel a little weird about it when Johnny's not here. I feel like he's the adult in the room, but we're going to do some version of it. So we're going to do some version of it. After Shabuzi, it's good news. It's XL 1067 Wednesday morning, and you are listening to Johnny's House. Shabuzi and good news, XL 1067. Johnny's house on a Wednesday morning. Shabuzi's coming to House of Blues in October.
I know. That is going to be so intimate because he's so much. I'm not saying the House of Blues is small, but like he's like arena big now.
But I love when they score big name bands that could play arenas, but they do House of Blues because they love doing House of Blues because it's a great venue. But if you could get tickets, livenation.com. At this point, it's all resale. And you're probably gonna have to, take out a mortgage or whatever. But
say sell an arm.
Yeah, because the House of Blues got you right tickets, but these resellers, they'd be jacking them up. But if you can see Shabuzi at House of Blues, you should definitely do that.
Absolutely.
So it's Wednesday morning. Usually we do adult conversation. We're gonna do it in some version today. I always feel uncomfortable when Johnny ain't here.
I know.
To be the adult in the room, and I got to do it with you guys.
Why?
Which is weird because I'm an adult. Well, you're the one who usually says the random off-base things.
Just because you're.
But then I feel like he will bring it back. Johnny will. And whereas you and I instigate each other, we just can't be trusted. Together.
That is true.
But I saw something the other day. They said, find somebody who you can't have eye contact with without cracking up. That's your person. And that's me and Ray.
Yes.
We can't be in the same room and look at each other when something's going down.
If you guys are watching the live stream, you'll notice if there's things that are going down, like that are hilarious or just like off the wall. Brian and I cannot look at each other because it just will go into a hole.
In meetings, I don't look in Ray's direction if something's going sideways because I know once the train will not get back on the tracks. So that's why I like Johnny here in this kind of segment because when you start to get off the tracks, he will put you back on.
He's the conductor.
I will push you further off the tracks. And then who knows what's going to happen. Yes. So it is going to be a version of adult conversation. Someone's going to get tickets to check out Lil Wayne. Going to be at the Kia Center October 1st. Lil Wayne at the Kia Center just dropped the Carter 6, which everyone's super excited about because we waited like 10 years for that.
Yeah.
So what is the modified version of adult conversation for today, Ray?
All right. So since you got a little nervous to do this topic, I found a list of words that sound naughty.
Okay.
But they're not.
They're not. Okay.
So there's words that, sound dirty, but they're not. So some of them are succulent.
Okay. I can see that.
Cockles.
What is that?
It says it's a small edible thing that is like similar to clams.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you need a definition, I gotcha.
Okay, yeah.
A thespian.
I know what that is, but it does. It's only because it rhymes with lesbian.
A lickety split.
Okay.
Which means rapidly, obviously.
Okay.
Exacerbate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's so many on here. Things from like cornhole.
Well, that is a nasty word.
Yes.
But I mean,
and there are, if
you know what it means, but you also know what it means.
Yes. And yes, some of these words have definitions, but if you look some of these words up in like Urban Dictionary, they will go down like a dirty route for you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But then there's some that are just not dirty at all. All right. So we want to find out words that sound dirty, but they're not really dirty. Don't call up here and say a dirty word.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose. So words that sound dirty, but they are not actually dirty.
Like a sextuplet.
Right.
Slippery when wet.
That's a whole bunch of words.
That is dirty.
It's a phrase. I mean, it's also a sign that warns you in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But it's not a word. It's multiple words put together to make a phrase. So let's try to stick to words, but if you got
phrases,
if you got a whole sentence that sounds dirty, sure, we'll
open
take that
up.
Someone's gonna win tickets to check out Lil Wayne Kia Center October 1st. Just for playing along with us. 407-919-1067. 877-919-1067. We'll take them on the XL mobile if you want to do that. That's 41067 and hit send. We don't do it on Facebook because y'all tend to get a little extra dirty. We'll play along on the live stream. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always watch the show there as well. Words that sound dirty, but they're not really dirty, or complete paragraphs. If you want to throw those in there too, we'll take those too. Lil Wayne tickets at the Kia Center. Call us now and share your dirty words that aren't really dirty on Johnny's House. Orlando's #1 hit music station, XL 1067. Johnny's House on a Wednesday morning. It is 9:36. So we usually do adult conversation here. I don't really feel super comfortable doing it without Johnny to keep everything on track, but Ray had a pretty good idea. It's still funny, still adultish. Someone's going to get tickets to check out Lil Wayne hit the Kia Center October 1st. What are we looking for, Ray?
All right. So these are words that sound naughty that actually aren't meant to be naughty.
Okay.
So, and Jana is actually hanging out with us because she's in the building today. So we're like, come hang out.
Yeah.
I can get in on this one.
Yeah. And you can listen to Jana, by the way, every afternoon after Ryan Seacrest. She kicks him out and she jumps in and has fun here in the studio. So
thank you for that.
So Jana walked by. She's like, I've got one.
Yeah, that's
one I keep in my back pocket just because I learned it out in Napa after a couple of glasses of Cabernet. And I was like, did I just hear this right? Like I spit my wine out. I laughed so hard. But do you know what a sack butt is?
A sack butt?
A sack butt.
No.
There's a lot of them in Napa.
No.
They're wine barrels.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, but it sounds like way more fun. Well, a wine barrel is fun.
Yes.
But a sack butt.
Yeah, I wonder why they got sack butt. Do you know why?
She's
I'm curious.
like, I didn't hear the why, but I just heard the
fuzzy.
word.
It was a very fuzzy
Well, yeah,
day,
that's
but I
true.
remembered sack butt and a great Cabernet.
I love that.
Ray, you're a wine drinker. You should use that
I
one.
know.
You should
I'm gonna.
next time you have some wine, ask them about their sack butt.
I'm gonna actually. I'm gonna put that in my phone in my notes. Thanks, Jana.
You got it.
Now I'm worried about doing this because I don't know if I can trust these people to say words that are clean that sound dirty or actually say dirty words. So we're gonna give it a whirl.
Okay.
Christy, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So a word that is not dirty but it sounds dirty. What is it?
It's my favorite not dirty word. Macerate.
Macerate.
What does it mean?
It means to take something like, say, for example, strawberries, and you pour sugar over it and let them marinate in the sugar, and it produces its own liquid. So it kind of breaks down the strawberries. That's what you would do for like strawberry shortcake.
That's what I do with my strawberries.
You macerate.
I macerate.
Oh God.
So it's really funny. Like, if we buy strawberries and I, look at my boyfriend and go, you want me to macerate those berries for you, Dave?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be macerating all weekend.
Oh, Jesus. We gotta have these listeners say it in a sentence. That's funny.
I'm gonna be macerating all weekend long.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I
delicious.
don't need to know that.
Hang on, Christy. That's a good one. I didn't know that's what it was called. Like I've been doing that my entire life, macerating.
Wow.
Natalie, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
All right, what's a word that's not dirty but it sounds dirty?
Okay, it's kumquat.
Yes.
Yes, a small fruit.
Yo, y'all both looked up so quick at each other.
Yeah.
It's like my heart stops for a second, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You guys
We're
did that
safe.
eye connection.
Yeah, it's a small fruit. I think my grandma had kumquat trees at her house.
Oh.
Yes, mine too. Mine
Yeah.
too. She didn't call them that. She was like, these are Japanese plums. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, you can macerate your kumquats.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go.
Just
We
saying.
still got it. Team no sleep.
Just saying, you can macerate your kumquats. That's all I'm saying. Jaden, this better not be my son. Good morning.
No. Oh, Nadine.
Nadine.
Typo. Excuse it.
Never mind.
Texting typo. Wow, I can't do it on the screen. Can't do it on the phone.
Nadine, Jaden, same thing. Nadine, good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
My name's Jaden instead of Mahoney.
Yeah, right. Yesterday we had Mahoney.
Jaden.
Today we got Jaden. Let's see. What is a word that's not dirty but it sounds dirty?
So when I was in middle school, I had a dog and a Cocker Spaniel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would always try to say that, and people would just crack up. And the Cocker Spaniel is just a funny.
The younger you are, the
word for a
funnier
dog.
it is as well. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Go hang on one second.
Or if you have a Shih Tzu.
Shih
Oh, yeah.
Tzu.
They're like, ooh.
Yeah, isn't there also something a coxswain or something like that on when you're doing rowing? I learned that on.
Yeah, it's a coccyx.
Okay, I don't know. I just learned that on the
person
J-Lo
on the front.
There's a J-Lo movie where she pretends that she's from the Ivy League and she has to row.
Oh.
And they ask about the cox.
Cockspur, I believe, is the little. Oh, a shuttlecock. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
of.
shuttlecock. That's for badminton. Yes. Actually, I had that written down.
Shuttlecock.
Wow.
Val, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. So what is a word that sounds dirty but is not dirty?
It's called a pipe cock.
A pipe cock.
Pipe cock.
What is that?
That's a faucet.
A faucet. Even you know what? I'm gonna put you on hold because you're scaring me.
Yeah, I feel
That
like
would make prepare a lot more fun.
yeah.
You're scaring
There's a
me
lot over
a
here.
little bit. What you got, Ray?
We have the poop deck,
Yes. Yes.
a tight end,
Okay.
Okay.
A beaver.
Oh.
Okay.
Those are
Yeah.
probably
Okay.
like the only.
How about penal? Like if
Penal?
you're the penal system.
penal system.
Like if you get
Penalties.
if you get arrested, you get caught up in the penal system.
the Homo erectus?
Oh yeah, that's always funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, as a kid when you heard Homo sapien, Homo erectus,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, you said
Yeah.
homo. Oh, that's funny. All right, I think Christy would masturbate.
Yeah, that was good.
To
I was
me.
educated today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Christy with a masturbate, which I'm gonna do all weekend long with my berries. Gonna get tickets to check out Lil Wayne at the Kia Center October 1st. All right, it is 9:41. We'll come back and then we'll leave.
Sounds good.
I love it.
Orlando's number one hit music station, XL 1067. It is Johnny's house. It is time for us to roll up out of here. Jenna's finishing up with us. Thanks for coming by.
No, I love being here.
Playing along. What you got going on today?
On XL?
Yes.
In this city?
A bunch of shows, I know.
A bunch of shows.
Jenna's worldwide, if you don't know. She's like Ryan Seacrest, but
cuter.
Not as well compensated.
Not as well compensated.
But still.
We got some Apple tickets coming up this afternoon.
Sweet.
We're going to talk about some more stadium shows that are going to be coming through that perhaps we should better plan for.
Yeah, Jen and I were texting all night last night about the show because, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What's the weather like?
I'm thinking iHeart ponchos for all of our best listeners.
There we go.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Are you kidding me? I bought ponchos the last time we were at a theme park for the kids. They were obsessed with them. So I'm like, let's do it.
Someone said they were in VIP last night. I was not. But they had Post Malone ponchos.
Stop it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
All right. I'm going to work with this label.
Yeah.
Just be better prepared.
Well, thanks for coming by and hanging out with us.
Thanks. It's great to see you guys.
Don't forget, you can check out Jenna right after Ryan Seacrest right here on XL 1067 or on the free iHeartRadio app and make us your number one preset. Ray, what you got going on?
I have the kids today, just making sure that our broadcast is ready to go for Activate on Friday, which you can come out and hang out with us at Point Orlando. It's going to be lots of fun. That's pretty much it today.
All right, Nerys, what you got going on?
I have a very interesting evening today.
All
Jen,
right.
you know.
Adult conversation continues. Are you going to masturbate?
Oh my God. That's your favorite word now.
Fruit. Are you going to masturbate fruit?
I love it. Guys, I got recruited to do a live dating show.
What?
It's a one-night show that is pulling up to Orlando. I signed up for this like months ago, and they called me while I was in Alaska, and they were like, "Do you want to be on the show?" I was like,
"What show is it?"
It's called Updating.
Okay.
Yeah.
What TV,
so if you wanna
what's
look
it on?
into it, you can find the show on YouTube.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's
it's on
wild.
Instagram and stuff. Yeah, it's raunchy.
It
Oh,
is.
no.
Listen. I talked about it with the guy that I'm seeing. He's very much aware of this. He's like, "Go have fun." I was like, "Oh, I love you."
Oh, I see
So,
it. Yeah.
but yeah, it's just
Most
like
raw
we're here to
dating
have-
show in existence.
Yep.
And it is.
I'm a little nervous because I don't. They were like, "Are you okay with kissing on stage? Are you okay with doing this and talking about this?" And I was like, "Full send. Let's go."
Is there a live audience?
Yeah, it's
live
gonna be
audience?
at
Yeah.
the Funny Bone. It's going to be at the Funny Bone. Yeah.
Yep. So
Yep.
Tonight?
you guys want to come to the show?
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Well,
Intriguing.
I'm going to be masturbating. So.
Oh my God.
So I will be coming back tomorrow morning with a very interesting story. I am sure of it.
We'll have a good time.
Nice.
Yeah,
That
this'll
should be
fun.
That should be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So listen for that tomorrow. I'm going to go home and go to sleep because
Yeah, you need to.
I told y'all this morning when I got here, C+ level is what you're getting today. So I feel like I fulfilled the C+ level.
No masturbation for you.
Not tonight. Not tonight. I'm going to rest up and then plan my masturation for the weekend.
Oh, you almost slipped up. You almost said the real
Okay.
thing.
For the weekend. Don't forget, Father's Day is on Sunday. We've been doing it all week long with Hammer and Nails grooming for guys. That's my spot. We've been hooking you up with stuff. We'll do again tomorrow. We'll hook you up with some more. But right now, you can get $250 for $125. The deal is really good. You can use it for any of their services. CentralFloridaSaves.com. Take care of your dad for Father's Day. Other than that, so we are done. Jana, thanks for stopping by again.
Love you guys.
We will see you back on the show tomorrow. What up, everybody? Sorry I didn't say hi to y'all today because when I'm doing the hosting part, I don't really pay attention to much else. But thanks for coming by today. Promise you guys a C+ performance. I think I had flashes of A with some C sprinkled in. So maybe if you average it out, more of a B.